is thinking.
I'm dedicated to it. I can't be stopped.
It's April. It's April. Happy springtime, my friends. In April of Cluster Crank 2025, we have stopped the military-industrial congressional complex toilet flushing of America with a real commander-in-chief that is standing up for people in the asset column instead of catering to people who intentionally slither and slobber in the liability column. And I have a soundtrack. There's a soundtrack for people in the asset column. There's a soundtrack, and it sounds like Dog Eat Dog. Sabotage on the downtown streets. Police cars overturned. Can't do nothing to beat the heat, and if you don't, you'll get burned. Sleek women behind every door cost more than you got. You best pay up if you want some more, because if you don't, you'll get shot. It's such a beautiful song. That's the soundtrack for good over evil. Anyhow, speaking of good over evil, I'm surrounded by the best of the good. In fact, if you were a good drummer, you can't be in my band. If you're a good drummer, you have to play country music. You have to go on hee-haw and let people think that that's a documentary. I don't settle for good. I settle for flame-throwing beast, the best of the best. I introduce from Detroit, now living in Nashville, trying to teach the Nashville cats about real fire-breathing, intense, dynamic soul music. Jason Hartless. Jason, is that a great introduction? Do you deserve that or not?
Well, you know, you're always great at building up, and you know, I always appreciate that.
So anyhow, my technical team at RAV, I'm getting Jason echoey on the laptop. Should I listen to Jason on the Mac, or should I listen to Jason in my earphones? So anyhow, as a tech guy, so Jason, we rehearse. You know, when we rehearse, it's not really rehearsing. We just rock out. We play the same in the barn as we do on stage in front of 80,000 people, like we're going to do in July in Waukesha, Wisconsin. The Ted Nugent Band in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Is that July 18 or something like that? The state fair. Yeah. Well, he's down to doing state fairs. You're damn right I'm down to doing state fairs. It's going to be awesome. I love state fairs. I get huge bags of money. I pay my team and my crew and my band. Everybody gets paid handsomely. I go home with a bag of money and all the fennel cakes I can eat. And I don't eat any fennel cakes. I let the truck driver get those. But anyhow, so you discovered all these boxes and vats, giant walls, 150-foot walls of Ted Nugent historical rock and roll American dream career, and you dug in and you've created the NugeVault.com. We're going to put it on the screen the entire time here. NugeVault.com. You have got a lot of subscribers, and people literally get emotional. They're having so much fun checking out the history of my music. Is that not true? They're literally getting stoned on the intensity of the contents of NugeVault.com. Is that right?
Absolutely. Well, you know, we launched mid-February, and, you know, we've been working on this project for almost 3 years now. So it was building up to just this absolute, you know, storm of just content. And, you know, we've been receiving so many messages from, you know, fans saying that, you know, oh my God, I was at this show. You know, me and my father, you know, have watched this concert 1,000 times, heard this concert 1,000 times on CD. Now I'm seeing a video version of it that's never been seen before. And, you know, just the stuff that we've been digging up is absolutely phenomenal. And, you know, every month we're adding more content. This Friday, April 4th, we're adding 4 amazing new things. Band rehearsals from 1981, a brand new fully mixed version of 2017 in Detroit, live at the Central Park in New York City, 1975. And then this year, we're following the theme of following the 50th anniversary of the debut album. So now we're starting to release the first phase of all the demos that we have from that album, which includes, you know, an acoustic demo of Queen of the Forest and Make Me Feel Right at Home. And, you know, even Alaska, which was on our last record, Detroit Muscle, we found an acoustic demo dating back to 1974. So just incredible stuff that we're now falling into that 50th anniversary bundle of the first album. And it's just, I can't wait for people to hear it.
Well, if I may give an overview, and who's in charge, whether I give an overview or not, me. My career has been such a riot, and people have seen that when I'm on stage, I smile and laugh and grit my teeth, and the forehead veins pop out and hit people in the front row because the music is so intense. So what we've made public since 1965 with the Amboy Dukes, and even there's some lurid stuff before 1965. We're going to get into some unbelievable history. But all the stuff that's been available to the public in my career, the release of records and live videos and interviews and photographs documenting crazy moments, for every moment that has been exposed commercially and to the public over the years, there are probably hundreds, if not thousands of hours and content that no one has ever seen before that kind of it spotlights where this song came from, where this attitude came from, where this guitar tone came from. So it's the gory details that is available through the Nuge Vault that enhances the people that have celebrated the soundtrack. It doesn't matter whether it's the Beatles, the Stones, or the Yardbirds, or Ted Nugent, or Aerosmith, or Montrose, or the MC5. It doesn't matter, because what's made public is only the tip of the iceberg. Now with the Nuge Vault, people should go to nugevault.com. I'm having friends of mine contact me. They literally stammer. They find it hard to express how much they love the hidden details of this year in 70 and 72 and 75. And you're unleashing this stuff on a regular basis. How often will we unleash new content at the Nuge Vault?
Well, basically almost bi-weekly. So two content drops a month. We'll be releasing a whole new batch of stuff, including at the end of this month, we've got, a live video from 2001 with Tommy Clufettos and Marco Mendoza. And we've got, back in October, Ted and I filmed tons and tons of footage with all of his guitars. So we've got an awesome video dissecting the iconic Blackie guitar, and then even we're going back into the old Spirit of the Wild VHS tapes from the early 90s. And then so we really start getting into the stuff that, for me, when I found this stuff, because it was unmarked, it blew my mind, is we're finding the band demos of the first album, which includes Motor City Madhouse, Stranglehold, Just What the Doctor Ordered, and it's Ted basically guiding the band and teaching them how to do these songs. And it's unbelievable that it lasted this long and that we were able to find it.
Well, I've always been like a drill sergeant. I'm jamming now and rehearsing with John Kutz and Johnny Big for these Texas speakeasies, and we'll be getting together in July for the Waukesha State Fair in Wisconsin in July, and then we're doing a 7-night run in Michigan in August. And when we rehearse, I swear to God, the best way I can put it is an out-of-control 14-year-old Ted Nugent playing Shake a Tail Feather with the Lords, getting ready to go to the Walt Lake Casino. The music, the title of a recent album, The Music Made Me Do It. The music makes you do it. You love the pursuit of that James Brown tightness and that Chuck Berry cadence and dynamic and the intensification of the crescendos. All my songs have 6 crescendos. But it literally, when we're playing my songs, there's, like Jimi Hendrix said, ain't no life nowhere. Well, it's only the music. It's only you and me and Johnny and jamming and making the movements and making it tight and playing unison and counter rhythms and syncopation and the crescendos. As a young drummer from Detroit who's played with Mitch Ryder and played with great artists, I see in your eyes that when we're playing songs for a concert, it's intense as hell. But there's even more intensity as you find the origins of those songs that mean so much to us. And that's what the Nuge Vault is really unleashing for the public, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, hell, I'm going on 10 years, in the band. And, over those 10 years, it's just playing these songs so many times. And, every time we play Stranglehold, you always get goosebumps because it's a song that just has such a power to it that, is so hard to replicate anywhere else. And
you were saying how I'm like a drill sergeant on some of the early rehearsals, and I am, because I have a musical vision and I surround myself with the greatest artists in the world. And what Cliff Davies on drums, God rest his soul, Derek St. Holmes, unbelievable vocal and guitar player, Rob Grange, probably the greatest bass player that ever lived. what they dedicated and inserted into my compositions made them what they were. I mean, their performance, like the Wrecking Crew, when they played on all these smash hits that have been the soundtrack to our life. It's that musician virtuosity, that work ethic, that dedicated to the pulse, the spirit of the song. So as we have Nuge Vault, we're also having a 50th anniversary Stranglehold t-shirt at tednugent.com. If you want to get a 50th anniversary Ted Nugent Stranglehold t-shirt, you can go to tednugent.com. But Jason, thank you for doing this. I hadn't really lost track. Of course, I'm always focused on jamming tonight and playing this next song. By the way, last night I wrote a new song. I'm probably going to call it Blood Brothers, about all the influences going to Chuck and Bo Diddley and Little Richard and Jerry Lee Lewis and all those original Mitch Ryder. But when you started digging into the Nuge Vault, I got emotional because I remember that like it was, I remember that. No wonder this music is so intense, because the entire years after years of pursuing intensity is now being available to the public with Nuge Vault. So Jason Hartless, number one, thank you for putting your heart and soul into my music every night on stage. Thank you for pursuing the Nuge Vault. And I'm going to wrap it up here. We just got 30 seconds left. But Jason has really put his heart and soul into not just performing the greatest music in the world on stage, but now documenting the history of where that intensity comes from. So Jason has created Nugevault.com. It's a riot. You have no idea how intense the development and the progress and the adventure that we put into this music. Nugevault.com, and you can also go to tednugent.com and get the 50th anniversary Stranglehold t-shirt. And I've got a brand new hat called God, Guns, and Rock and Roll, and I will not comply and shall not be infringed at tednugent.com. I'll see you on the stage with the Ted Nugent Kicker Speakeasies 2025. I love you people. I love real music lovers. We are real music lovers. Yowza.